as CEO of the Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce.
I'm proud to be supporting Black History Month and supporting the Black Legislative Caucus.
So what does Black History Month mean to me?
What Black History Month means to me.
What Black History Month means to me?
Black History Month is a time to look back and understand that freedom isn't free.
A time to embrace the rich history and legacy that African Americans have contributed to not only this country, but the world.
But today we can sit here in requisite of significant accomplishments.
It's an opportunity and a time to recapture the history of a great people.
It's a great opportunity for us to celebrate the work of African Americans throughout the country, but more specifically here in the state of Michigan.
It's important to always reflect on the sacrifices that people have made to deliver and create a free democracy here in America.
We're proud of Black History Month, and we're proud of all of the ancestors and the people's shoulders that we stand on.
It's a time for us, African Americans, to tell our story.
Of Michigan, we are facing a couple of very pressing social justice issues. One is in the area of education. It is outrageous and deeply offensive that our per pupil funding in this state is so unequal. And we know that there are some rich districts that are predominantly white that receive literally thousands of dollars more per pupil from the state than lower funded districts, which are predominantly black and predominantly comprised of people of color. And it is deeply offensive that our state has an institutional policy that says that some kids, typically white, are worth more than kids of color. And another area, of course, that I've been battling for years in the city of Pontiac is the emergency management law. It is a travesty that we have imposed unelected, unaccountable dictators in our central cities, and in each and every one of the communities where these dictators have been appointed, guess what? The majority of the population is people of color. And so
we the people, in order to form a more perfect union. 237 years ago in a hall that's in a building somewhere on the East Coast, a group of men gathered and with these simple words launched America's improbable experiment into democracy. Farmers and scholars, statesmen and patriots who traveled across an ocean to escape tyranny and persecution finally made their real Declaration of Independence at a Philadelphia convention that lasted through the spring of 1787. The document they produced was eventually signed, but ultimately unfinished. It was stained by this nation's original sin of slavery, a question that divided the colonies and brought the convention to a stalemate until the founders chose to allow the slave trade to continue for at least 20 more years, and to leave any final resolution to future generations. Of course, the answer to the slavery question was already embedded within our Constitution. A Constitution that has at its very core the idea of equal citizenship under the law. A Constitution that promised its people liberty and justice and a union that could be and should be perfected over time. What would be needed were Americans in successive generations, the us's of the world, who were willing to do their part through protest and struggle, on the streets and in our courts, through a civil war and civil disobedience.
This is our time. And in every flashpoint in mankind's path to greatness, there has been a choice. And that choice is either you're going to accept what is average, or you're going to accept what is awesome. I am here to tell you today, we must dare to demand what is awesome.
But look, I want to close tonight out with just sharing with you guys why, look, I love Black History Month. I love Black history ever since I was a kid. Because what Black history really meant to me was anything is absolutely 100% possible. And and that's something that my parents instilled in me, a really long time ago. It just wasn't Black History Month. I mean, every day was Black history in our family. And I think that's why I'm here today, right? You know, look, you know, the same passion, determination, the same vision that our ancestors had to overcome slavery, civil rights movement, it's the same type of commitment, passion, and determination that we all need to leave here with tonight to overcome some of those obstacles that Senator Young and Representative Stallworth talked about. You know, it doesn't start in Lansing. The change that we want to see in our communities, it starts with us in our communities. That's where that change starts. It starts in each and every one of our homes. It starts there. And then it goes out our doors and onto that block, and then into a neighborhood, and then into a city, and then into a state. That's where the change comes from. And we must all be committed to that. You know, look, in my household, I don't accept anything less but your best. And each one of my daughters know that. And because of that, my daughters bring home A's and B's because they know a C in my household is just like bringing home F. That's it. That's the bottom line. It's all about achievement. That's what it's all about. And we must carry that, and we must hold each other accountable to that. Because I'm telling you, for us to even reach the goals that Representative Stallworth laid out today, that's the attitude that we must all leave with. So the challenge is super clear. It's excellence in everything that we do. Starts with our kids and education. We accept nothing but their best. That's how we become business owners. That's how we get our kids through college. That's how we become leaders in our community. That's how we become leaders in our political arena. So that challenge is very, very clear. And I'll leave you guys for that tonight and safe time. Thank you.